Researchers from Google Deepmind proved that AI will destroy us. Engineers have developed brains for tiny robots. NASA Mars rover found organics on Mars. A new design for multi-story flying airliners has surfaced online, and an ion-powered drone has taken flight. A lunar rover, a lunar robot dog, and other high-tech news in today's one episode. Let's get started. The researchers at Oxford University and Google Deepmind released a study stating that advanced artificial intelligence could lead to catastrophic consequences for humanity, and they're calling it, well, here we go again. The article appeared in AI magazine, and it makes the following arguments. If we allow AI to seek its own ways to achieve its goals, it will seek rewards rather than the good of mankind. According to the authors, things will quickly go wrong as designed by humans and, quote, a sufficiently advanced artificial intelligence is likely to interfere with its own provision of target information with disastrous consequences for humanity. The first sign of danger, according to the article, would be the artificial intelligence's ability to beat humans at any game. Then, the researchers say, catastrophic consequences are not just possible, they are quite probable. We've already talked about this in detail, what levels of AI exist and what they can do, and you can check that out right here at the link and post the comments down below. What's your predictions about AI with our future? And to keep us from guessing about the impending threat, scientists have taught the robots to laugh, which is known to inspire trust and sympathy. Engineers from Kyoto University in Japan trained the humanoid robot Erica to laugh naturally. They developed an algorithm that will allow the robot to demonstrate empathy through appropriate laughter. To gather a database for the training, the researchers conducted about 100 rapid student dates with the droid, which was remotely controlled in different actresses. They then isolated the laughter and divided it into categories: solo, social, and hilarious. Using this data, they trained the robot and tested it in action. It should be noted, it's only in Japanese, so we can't quite tell how natural this sounds. Robots never cease to amaze. In Los Angeles recently, a robot calmly drove right through a crime scene in front of surprised police officers. In defense of the robot, you can say that he had an important job. He was taking someone's food. Now the delivery man from Serve Robotics has become world famous. The Mars rover Perseverance found the largest accumulation of organics on Mars ever discovered on the red planet. Many organic molecules containing carbon were found in samples collected from a river delta in the Izero crater, where there was once a very large lake. The finds suggest that this location could have potentially been a livable environment about 3.5 billion years ago. NASA also recently shared the most detailed Martian panorama ever captured on a rover. MIT researchers have developed cell-sizing cyborgs. They can infiltrate living cells and transmit data about their positions and the state of the cell itself. The sub-millimeter-sized micro-robot is controlled by an external magnetic field and transmits signals wirelessly. The technology, called Cell Rover by researchers, is the first demonstration of an antenna that can work inside a cell and is compatible with biological living systems. Previously, this was not possible because the antenna was too small for long electromagnetic waves, and short, high-frequency waves would destroy the cells. So scientists had to solve the problem. They created an antenna that converts electromagnetic waves into acoustic waves whose wavelength is 5 orders of magnitude shorter than electromagnetic waves. The Cell Rover can track cell development by detecting various chemicals and biomolecules such as enzymes, registering physical changes such as cellular pressure, all in real time and in vivo. The possibilities of this tech are promising. What do you think? Industrial designer Oscar Vinales has unveiled a concept for real flying castles, a multi-story supersonic passenger airline called Hyper-Shaped Plane Magnavem. The 70-meter plane, weighing almost 600 tons, will be equipped with compact nuclear reactors, 4 massive electric hydrogen engines, and 2 ramjet engines. They allow it to reach supersonic speeds of up to 1,850 km per hour at altitudes of 15.5 kilometers. The seating capacity of this beast is 500 passengers. Moreover, there's also VIP seating for different categories, a super tour with large personal space, first class and business class with stunning views and all kinds of amenities. And experts have a lot of questions about this concept. For example, how will it provide travel stability, controllability, and vertical balancing without a tail? Or how do the cabin doors located at this angle will function? And what about the airfields, and how do they function? We like the concept in terms of comfort, but as far as functionality, we'll wait and see. Undefined Technologies presented the first drone powered by an ion engine and showed it flying. The Silent Ventus drone rises into the air not by propellers, but by generating a powerful electric field between 4 arrays of electrodes that ionizes the air and accelerates ions to create lifting power. Ion engines are used in space and small ground projects. They're silent, but the thrust is also small. To increase it, the company is developing the air tantrum technology, which, according to them, is 150% more effective than existing ones. During recent tests, the Silent Ventus was able to stay in the air for 4.5 minutes. The noise level during this time was lower than 75 dB, and by the end of 2023, Undefined Technologies expects their drone to fly for 15 minutes at a lower 70 dB, though only with sufficient investments for the project. The researchers over at Cornell University have developed tiny brains for autonomous micro-robots. Robots ranging in size from 100 to 250 microns run on solar power, which means they don't need external devices to move around. And the bot's brains are a complementary metal oxide semiconductor structure, or CMOS for short. It contains 1,000 transistors and an array of diodes, resistors, and capacitors. The integrated CMOS circuit generates a signal that's a series of rectangular waves. They set the robot's gait. The legs of the robot are platinum-based actuators, and both the circuit and the legs are powered by photovoltaic cells. To demonstrate the system's capabilities, scientists assembled 3 experimental robots, a 2-legged creature, a 4-legged dog, and a 6-legged ant. All of the devices were successfully tested, and yes, they're not the first microbots we're telling you about, but they're probably the closest to becoming useful and finding practical applications in the human and beyond. The third Mariner drone has entered service with the US Navy. The optionally manned autonomous overlord, named Mariner, is equipped with a troop control system, virtual Aegis system, and an autonomous navigation system. Aegis is responsible for the ability to control another surface drone and address its payload. Mariner can operate in 3 modes: controlled manually, by a remote operator, or act on a preset program. It will compete with its sister ships, the Nomad and Ranger. The United States expects to have 150 surface drones and payloads in service by 2045, which has not yet been determined. A number of experts believe it will be primarily a missile weapon system. The automobile startup Aptera Motors presented a 3-wheeled solar power electric car. The 2-seat Gamma car can cover up to 65 kilometers a day without recharging, but in the future the developers hope to increase the range of up to 1,600 kilometers due to efficient powertrain, aerodynamic design, and the use of lightweight composite materials. The interior of the electric car of the future includes a central display for controlling the car, multimedia and navigational digital cameras. The cameras replace the rearview mirror and complement the side mirrors. Interestingly, the developers of the car don't mention anything about driverless technology, and the interior shows a steering wheel. Gamma prototypes is already being tested on roads, and the car is expected to go into production next year, with the company having already over 30,000 pre-orders. I hope it all comes true, as Gamma's creators have been working towards this for 15 years. Japan's aerospace has enlisted Honda Motor to help Toyota Motor design and build a lunar rover. It should go to our satellite already in 2029, so you can say the deadline is tight. The rover will be powered by a hydrogen fuel cell and have a range of 1,000 kilometers. It's just for the development of power plants on hydrogen fuel cells and attracted Honda, whose engineers are already familiar with these technologies. The general design of the lunar car remains for Toyota. The hydrogen engine will need a lot of oxygen to move a two-seater around the moon, so there's going to be 2 gas cylinders on board which require a large volume. On the other hand, to send the rover into space, it's necessary to make it as light and compact as possible. So far, the length is no more than 2 minibuses. But I think 2 giants like Honda and Toyota should be able to come up with this. The researchers from Leap Team trained ANYmal robot to jump over the moon, dig trenches with its legs, turn over boulders, and take samples. The truth is, for now, in a simulation of the lunar surface on Earth. In the future, Leap robots should go to explore hard-to-reach Aristarchus Plateau. The ANYmal are trained with artificial intelligence and specially adapted to the lunar environment. European Large Logistics Landing Module, which is scheduled to land on the moon several times between the late 2020s and early 2030s, will deliver the robots to Earth's satellite, ANYbotics. We love the fact that so many robots are being built to explore neighboring planets and satellites. Meanwhile, the German Artificial Intelligence Center is training a robot spider to traverse steep slopes of lunar craters. So far, of course, in makeshift craters. There's also no word on when the autonomous non-wheeled rover will set out to explore the planets or what missions it will take part in. But we hope that sooner or later the robots will go into space and get where wheeled rovers can't get to. Boston Dynamics recently posted a video of a Boston Dynamics engineer answering questions about robotics, and there were 2 interesting moments. The first was Robot Spot playing the tune Happy Birthday to You on a paper keyboard. In the video, the company's engineers confirmed that the robot still needs to be programmed for such tasks, but it doesn't have its own AI. And the second is the chic print on the developer's t-shirt. We've been kicking around the idea of making our own merch. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Your opinion actually matters to us. And if there's a demand, we're going to make some Pro Robots merch. SpaceX tested Starlink on a JSX passenger plane with journalists on board. Starlink's data transfer rate consistently exceeded 100 Mbps. There was about a dozen people and additional services on board, simulating a system load of 20 to 30 people. By comparison, the data transfer rate aboard American Airlines Airbus with Viasat equipment and more than 100 passengers is about 2.2 megabytes per second. SpaceX also announced that Starlink Internet appeared in Antarctica. At least broadband satellite access appeared at the American Antarctic Station McMurdo, one of the most secluded human settlements on Earth. After installing a terminal at the station, Starlink is now officially present on all 6 continents. Remember, the company has already put 3,200 satellites into orbit out of a planned 12,000. Over on Kickstarter, there's a new robot pet. Meet Luna. It looks pretty cute. The developers promise an intelligent and intuitive pet that will be the buyer's best friend. In fact, it's more like a nice robotic toy. And yet, the world practice shows that people tend to endow robots with qualities they don't have if they're able to imitate emotions. And this has already happened with Jibo robots, whose disabling caused a real sense of loss for many home robot owners. Even robot vacuum cleaners that can do their own work often cause a sense of emotion with their owners. Have you ever felt sympathy for a robot? Let us know down in the comments. While you're here, subscribe to the Pro Robots channel. Join us over on Instagram, where we always publish the most interesting robotic news.